Hello, my name is Mayan Shah with RVMax.us, and today I'm privileged to bring you this 2006 American Eagle 45H. And I say privileged because it is an immaculate coach. It's been very well maintained, garage kept its whole life. It's only had two owners. It came from Texas originally, and then it moved to Florida. And we have pictures of it in its garage when it was owned previously. And if you walk inside and out, it just amazes you at how clean it is. And especially to people who aren't familiar with the body style cues of this generation Eagle, they will be in awe of the age of the motorhome because it is so clean. And it also has all of the right options that you really want on this coach. It's spec'd up to the max, I would dare to say. So let's get started. Notice it's got the Raceway red paint job. Now, one quick tip, I encourage everyone who's very interested in this coach to go look at the brochure for the American Eagle. If you just type into your search your search browser that you use, 2006, or actually you'll have to go to 2007 to find this floor plan. They didn't have 45-foot 45H models in 2006. So this is actually a 2007 model, even though its title is an 06. So go to 2007, look at all the features because the build quality is superb. And there's a reason people stick with these coaches. The people who owned this before actually traded this in on, I believe it was a 2019 American Eagle. So huge fan base, and there's a fan base for a reason. So the generator is on an electric slide. There's a button up in here. Look how clean this compartment is, by the way. Now it's got a 10,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator. And this coach is equipped with an AGS system as well. So it comes out really far. Generator looks clean, and this whole area looks pretty clean. It's got about 1,300 hours on it, and it's running butter smooth. That's an extremely quiet generator right there. You can tell when a generator has been maintained very properly its whole life, because these generators can take a beating and run up to 10,000 hours, even so with a beating and not, being filtered. The filters change and the fluids change regularly, but you can tell the difference with a well-maintained engine. And this is one of them. Now this coach has, I think, pretty much brand new Michelin tires all the way around. We'll just double check the date code here. We'll probably have to look at the back tire for the date code, so we'll come back to that. It's got this beautiful chrome accent piece all along the bottom, and it's in immaculate condition. These chrome pieces are prone to pick up scratches very easily, and it's rare to see a coach, especially with the unbelievable age that this is, to be this immaculate, this clean. Summit Productions. Nice compartment, storage compartment in here. Very heavy duty hinges. American coaches always have really nearly overbuilt qualities about them. So here we've got our first pass-through storage. You've got a 12-volt outlet up there, so you can run a heater if you like. This is on a slide-out tray, so pull that, undo the latch. This slide-out tray goes out on both sides. It locks into place at various points, so I'm just going to leave it here, but it can come out farther. Now in here we've got all sorts. Let's check out what this is. Inverter charger, port number list, American Eagle, wiring diagrams. So I'm not going to bore you with all of this, but you have look, Spartan chassis, electrical system, all sorts of filed away things, very organized. And I haven't really gone through this, and I don't want to take the time on camera because you may get a little bored, but I'm sure somewhere there's probably a build sheet to this. I'm going to come back and reorganize that, so don't mind me leaving it sort of in disarray. So I want to come back and look through that. That just slides back and locks into place. Compartment door shut easily. This is your second pass-through storage compartment. Now you've got a slide-out tray on the other side. You can see that. This is your wet bay. You've got your sea level 2 tank monitor, so you can check your tanks here. You've got an outside shower, fresh tank fill, basic systems here. You can connect into city pressure, sorry. Got some outlets as well. Water pump winterization, nice. It has a, okay, cool. Very clean. Right here we have an electric power reel for your water hose, and then you have your AquaHot hydronic heating system. It's 50,000 BTU, and there's an hour meter on it. It's showing 766 hours. So that will provide unlimited hot water, and it also provides you with furnace heat, even though the coach is equipped with heat pumps as well. Now it has Bilstein shocks all around. Let's check these date code here. Yeah, 13 is 17. Okay, so they're not brand new. They're about 3 years old. Less than 3 years, because 1317 is the date code of production, so maybe about 2.5 years old. Michelin tires. Now in here we have our 50 amp power cord, which is on an electric reel as well. Now American Coach uses a heavy duty steel chassis, and what they do actually is they call it Liberty chassis, but essentially what it is the collaboration between American Coach and the chassis manufacturer to provide a modular frame setup. So American Coach can have custom setups for their plumbing, wiring, etc. And they claim it's more rigid, things like that. But I think it just provides them an easier setup for the wiring and everything, which also makes it easier on you if you ever have to repair anything. Now, the entire frame is heavy-duty steel. Even the upper frame part of the coach. There's no delamination whatsoever, no paint checking or anything like that. The exterior of the coach, I would give this a 9.7 out of 10, and that is a really high number. I don't think I've given anything higher than 9.7. What's this little guy right here? I'll reduce it to a 9.5 because of this little thing. Now this has a 15,000 pound towing capacity, and these rear lights are all LED. So this may have been changed out actually by one of the previous owners, and I really like that because the original taillights on these coaches are not the best, and I can say that because we personally have a 2007 American Eagle, and I've followed my dad, and then the turn signals are so weak. So I'm glad that these are changed out to the LEDs. Now this has a big, really nice option. It is a side radiated engine, of course, which is what you want. What a lot of higher end coaches have is side radiated. Now this is a really nice option. This is a C13 525 horsepower Caterpillar. And that also, when you get the 525 Caterpillar, this one came with the optional Spartan K2 chassis, which is a fantastic chassis, very strong. One of the best chassis out there from this era. And the C13 makes plenty of power. This is the top horsepower engine you could get in this coach. And I personally prefer the C13 to the ISM, but that is my personal opinion. We sell ISMs, and in fact, our own 2007 Eagle has a 515 ISM. It's a 10.9 liter Cummins. This is a 12.5 liter C13 Cat. So it's a little more size. My dad, I think, likes our ISM, but that's up to personal preference. And also, a quick fun fact, the C13 setup was the only engine that came with medium, high, and low. All the other ones came with only medium, they only came with high and low, whereas this is a 3-stage engine brake setup. So nice to have that medium. It's a little fun fact. Again, beautiful gel coat. It looks really good. They use bead seal, bead foam all around. So throughout the coach, it's a really thick bead foam. 5-layered flooring. 1-piece fiberglass crown roof, of course. talk more about that later. So this is a one-stop service area. And then you got your chassis batteries up top. Looks like the date code on those is 1418. So you see the little sticky previous owner left. Pretty new batteries. Like I mentioned, they were very new, so you got your hydraulic pumping system over there on the right. Because this coach has not only hydraulic jacks, but has air leveling as well. I'm going to talk more about that later in depth. So hold your horses, that's coming. Now in here, this should be your coach side electrical stuff. That's exactly what it looks like. You also may have some engine management. You got a slide out thing up there. Oh, and that is, I'm going to guess this is the serpentine belt. I could be wrong. Replace serpentine on 5/2/2018, and this is a new one, just in case. So recently replaced serpentine belt, and you have an extra one right there. Not sure exactly what this is. Used radiator fan belt for emergency use only. So he replaced the radiator fan belt on 5/2/18, and it looks like he has a used extra one just in case, emergency use only. So he new radiator fan belt as well. The previous owner was actually a pilot, so if you're familiar with how pilots maintain their airplanes, they generally maintain everything else they use, especially when it comes to vehicles, in a meticulous manner. And this coach is definitely a victim, if you want to say a victim, of being meticulously maintained. It is extremely clean. And I like the fact that it is extremely clean, very well maintained. However, it doesn't have like 5,000 miles, because when you have too little miles, that can be very bad for a coach as well. Just like it's bad to let a house sit, it's bad to let a vehicle sit as well. And this coach has 96,000 miles, which is obviously nothing, especially with the maintenance that this thing has been through. These look pretty new. Power, X2 power. Okay, so these are some really high-end batteries right here, made in the USA. They look fairly new as well. Let's see if I can find a date code on them. Maybe he's put a date somewhere else. I'll have to look more into it, but I'm assuming he's probably replaced them around the same time. My dad told me these were new, and they look very new. And I know X2s are really high-end batteries, and I believe they're AGMs. That's great. You got a main cutoff over there as well. See? We've had this thing plugged into power, so the batteries are fully charged. There we go. Again, no flaws. You know, if you've seen my videos, I always point out flaws, and the only flaw I've seen was that little thing on the back of the coach, and it's already been sort of repaired. Okay, so this is your modules for your multiplex system. So inside it's got a multiplex setup for all the lights and things like that. You've got your inverter up top. That should be at least a 3,000 watt inverter. It's a Magnasign. It's a high-end brand. Because this is an all-electric coach. So it's got an induction stove, electric refrigerator. Now this is your second slide-out storage compartment here, pass-through. You've got power outlets up there, as well as a 12-volt like car charger, cigarette lighter type power outlet. This comes out a long way. Put that back. It locks into multiple places. This is your front pass-through storage compartment. You've got some nice mats that go with it and some filters. Okay, so that's for your air conditioner system. Super clean compartments underneath. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I want to talk more about it later, is the Eaton Vorad system. It's a huge option to have. You've got an outdoor TV entertainment center here. You've got some speakers, a radio. This comes out, so there should be somehow locking mechanism on this. I think we're going to leave it alone and learn how to use it later. Oh, there's a lock over there. Okay, so that slides out. I'm not going to undo the lock, but that slides out. You get the picture. And you could easily upgrade to a smart TV out here. That's a quick and relatively cheap upgrade. What is it for a TV that size? Probably $100. not bad. They've got all electric window awnings, so all the awnings you've seen and all the awnings on the coach are electric, and I totally forgot to put that one out. Let me put that out. You got the patio awning that comes out with the slide, and what that means is it doesn't allow your slide to reduce the amount of shade you have because it's with the slide instead of on the coach. There we go. I like how this is a high-end brand. That's a Carefree Colorado, just as the rest of the window awnings are. And there's a remote. There's actually 2 remotes for the awnings, just in case. So you can operate them all with this. So you see right now with those lights are indicating that I've selected all of the window awnings. So I'm just gonna, well, not all of the window awnings, but all the awnings, including the patio awning. The only one this does not control is the door awning. And as you can see, they're all coming in right now. One touch, I'm not touching it at all. It's got wind sensors as well. We've got a keypad for the keyless entrance. And I feel like I'm running my mouth, but there's just so many features to talk about on this motorhome. This is gonna be far from a comprehensive video, but I'm trying to get in all the important facts that this coach has. Now, like I mentioned, the Eaton Vorad system is these sensors. You've got one sensor there, you got more sensors over there. There's one main sensor on the front of it. And what this does is it not only monitors how close, things are getting to you. So it'll monitor, it'll sense a pole. It'll tell you, it'll start beeping if you get close to a car or something. But it will also provide active cruise control. And what this does is you can set cruise to maybe 70 miles an hour. But if a car pulls in front of you, it will hold a certain following distance. And this is one of the nicest features that, in my opinion, you could possibly get from a driving experience, because it's so annoying. And I've driven probably tens of thousands of miles on the road in big buses. And it's so annoying to have, a car pull out in front of you, and then you got to adjust, and you're worried. You don't want to be too close to somebody. And then you come up on traffic, or if somebody starts taking off, then you got to readjust. And it takes a while to adjust speeds with these big motorhomes, especially if you're towing something. So having that Eaton Vorad system take care of all of that reduces a lot of stress from the driving experience and allows you to just simply steer instead of having to worry about distance maintenance and people get in front of you, anything like that. Very nice system. Right now, I'm going to jump up on the roof. Then we're going to get in the coach, and we'll go from there. All right, now up on the roof, this has a one-piece crowned fiberglass roof with 3 low-profile air conditioners. We've got max air vents over all of your exhaust fans. Wingard Traveler satellite dish right there. And you've got an in-motion satellite dish over here, as well as a standard antenna, which is up right now. And classic Eagle styling up front with that big head kind of protruding up, giving that intimidating Eagle look. Got a spotlight up front. Seals look excellent. And this is a major sign of the fact that this was garage kept, because look at the clear coat. Clear coat is in excellent condition, showing no signs whatsoever of it coming off. And this is where you see a lot of it coming off. So some of it, let's see what that is. So maybe you got a few clear coat problems here. I'm nitpicking up here, really nitpicking it. But overall, I mean, the clear coat is excellent. And even the paint up here looks good. Toppers look great. The roof is in excellent condition. Got a solar panel back here. So, great looking roof. Seals look good as well. And all the toppers look very, very nice. They got a little dust and dirt on them, but that's no worry at all. I mean, the condition of them is great. So, roof is super clean. All right, let's keep going. All right, we're on the interior now, and it has this gorgeous polished porcelain flooring that goes from the entrance of the coach all the way up into the bedroom. And on top of that, it used to have carpet in this area and in the bedroom and on the slide out in this main area, living area. So we've taken all that carpeting out. We've replaced it with this LVP luxurious vinyl type flooring, but it feels and looks like an engineered hardwood flooring. It's a maple color. It goes with the rest of the flooring in the couches. And then it's got a beautiful finish on all the cabinetry called plantation cherry. And it gives a really warm feeling. I almost said vibe. I'm trying to resist my college language here, but it has a really warm feeling up above, but there's a nice contrast with all the light colors coming from the porcelain floor and the new flooring that we put in the couches. Now over to your left, we have a nice little J couch here. It's actually a gorgeous looking couch, very well styled. It's modern, but not too modern, just a slight touch of modern with that J, and I like that. All of this is real solid wood. All this cabinetry is solid wood, and it really feels that way when you open and close it. Now in the kitchen area, we've got plenty of counter space here, beautiful backsplash, and really, really well thought out cabinetry and storage areas. So this slides out here, real wood, all kinds of compartments, storage, drawers here. Oh yeah, it looks like opening a little cabinet, but it's not, it's actually a big drawer. So this is a really neat idea. So you've got this little compartment up top, and then you slide that back, and you've got storage underneath. And you can really tell the quality of these mechanisms. This is butter smooth. And you've got more storage down underneath, but I'll open it up just to show you. All real wood. So this is cool. The storage here, and then right here you've got that same idea. So imagine you can have knives or whatever up here, and then you slide that back, or spatulas or whatever, and then you slide it back and you've got storage underneath it. So dual purpose, really nice. And more counter space down there. So there's lots of space in this coach. And the cabinetry all feels really substantial and nice. Now in here, we've got these Corian pieces covering our true induction stove. Check out the little, it's like a granite or some kind of really nice stone backdrop to it. You can see around it. But it's nice having an induction stove. The induction stoves do not get hot. Well, I mean, they get hot, but what it does is it doesn't actually heat the panel. It connects with your pan. You have to have the proper pans for it, and then it sends the energy up through it and heats the pan itself. I mean, the pan or pot itself. Super nice. I mean, like I said, this is an all-electric coach. Dual solid surface sink with these Corian covers. Place that back in. Hear my dad in the background having fun with the Harley we took on trade. All right, so over here we have a cool little setup. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but we've got the Samsung household refrigerator. Really large household refrigerator, and it just feels so much nicer than any of the RV refrigerators. Nothing against the RV refrigerators, but it's nice to have a household like this. So, locks in place. Check that out. This is thought out for RVs. So it doesn't slide out on you while going down the road. Pull up, unlocks it, and then you've got your freezer part. It looks like it has an ice maker too. Yes, it does. Very nice, very nice. Click that back in. Now right here, this has two TVs in the living room area, and this is one of them. This is a Sony TV, and it's hooked up to a Sony surround sound system. Has a really nice subwoofer, speakers everywhere up here. And it's got a separate sound system for the back that we'll talk about later, but surround system is excellent. And it was playing a movie. Let's see. There we go. Okay, cool. I'm not going to play it just in case of copyright, but it can display separate things on these front TVs, or right now they're actually linked, so they're playing the same thing. Now right here we've got our eating area, and you do have two fold-out chairs, and this extends as well, so you can seat 4 people very comfortably here. Beautiful woodwork back behind, Corian countertops surrounding everything. I've got a nice couch, and this couch actually has a hidden air mattress that folds out underneath. I think it's a full-size air mattress. Over here, or maybe a queen, but I think it's a full-size. Now up here you have our pilot and co-pilot chairs, both swiveled. Look how large they are. Especially the co-pilot chair is like a huge like lazy boy recliner. So that's super nice. And in fact, they're both heated, and the passenger side has a recliner, so you just get on it, and it's fully electric. It's got lumbar support, it's electric, everything's electric. So there you go. You can have a nice recline while you're going down the road. Put that back in. There we go. And now you have an upgraded smart TV, Samsung TV up front. All right, notice it's got that classic eagle, you know, from that head that's taller. It also has a little taller area here, so that's nice. All right, let's step back into and check out this Alcantara little trim piece up top. All of these ceiling lights are LEDs. There are a few that are fluorescent, like the huge lights above the kitchen area, but these are all LEDs. The reading lights are LEDs. Super nice. Now in here, check this out. Got a nice little pantry area, all solid real wood. Same thing down here. Really well-made materials in here. Storage space here. And you've got a washer dryer combo down below. Step back into the bathroom area. There's a separation door right there. Got a nice, very large shower. Check out the wood trim around that sunlight skylight, and look at how clean this area is. This is a common area for water leaks, and it's nothing really against the coach to have a water leak here, but this one looks like it's never had a leak, and it's a see-through skylight, which is super nice. Wood trim is beautiful, very spacious. Locks into place, and then there's another extra lock. I love this sink because it has a window, so if you step over that way, you can see it's got a window. This is part of the slide out, which I love. And this lighting here is beautiful. I don't know what it is about it. It creates an open feel about the sink area, and I really like that. Gorgeous vanity here. Some cabinet space back behind. And there's cabinet space down below. And we're going to take a look. And this is all polished porcelain floors. And you've got a porcelain toilet and a separate sink just for the toilet area here. That's a push-button toilet. It's a Tecma. Corian countertops in here as well. Woodwork surrounding all the windows. Real wood. A space up there. And there's real wood covers for your fan vents as well. So the fan vents don't just look like the plastic things that they are. They're covered. American Coach covers them in this beautiful... Here, you can look there. There's another one over here. They're all covered in wood. Real wood trim. And it just gives it a nice feel about it. It doesn't feel like an RV. It feels like a nice hotel room instead. Now we're going to step into the bedroom area, and there's another partition door that comes out here and closes off the bedroom area from the rest of the coach. So here we've taken out the carpet and put in this we put this LVP. It looks like engineered floors, but it's like a laminate. Because it has to be thin enough to go in these coaches. You can't put super thick wood flooring. Great king-size bed, which was an option. It's a big bed. And like I mentioned earlier, check out all this wood. The woodwork is superb, very intricate. And you got speakers all around. There's a big subwoofer. It's actually got a separate surround sound system just for the bedroom area. And it's a Bose surround sound system. It's got a huge subwoofer. You got speakers all around. So it's a great theater sound system you've got back here just for the bedroom. And we've got an upgraded smart TV Samsung right here as well. You got all your remotes down there. Here's one for the Bose. You got, I believe, your Dish Network box back here as well. Subwoofers down there. And then you've got some drawers, and this is all Corian. Beautiful woodwork surrounding the windows again. Look at that soundbar up here. There's a lot of speakers in this coach, just in the bedroom area alone. Now, you've got a massive wardrobe, cedar lined, and it's also very well lit. So this continues over there. Shut that. And open this up. So, like I said, you've got these two fold-out chairs. Just try to get around here. All right, the battery died. Quickly swapped it out in the camera. So you've got like shoe space here, more space to hang things up. You got a safe. I think I mentioned that. The keys in it. So convenient little storage area here. Nice wardrobe space. All right, let us get to some other features that I want to talk about. So all of the windows have these MCD shades. So super simple. They're not that type that, it's the standard type of RV shade. These are, in my opinion, nicer. They're easier, and they're day and night shades as well. So we've got, oh no, I think back here is just night shades. So you've just got night shades back here in the bedroom. And they're on all of the windows. So check it out right here. You just pull it down. That's it. And then go back up, pull it down, and it goes back up on its own. Super nice, very convenient. All of the windows have it. So up front, as you can see, we've got your day shade, and you've got your night shade. And just do that. There it is. Super easy to work, very nice, very convenient. And the front shades are actually all electric. The blackout shades for the front cockpit area. Those are all electric push buttons. And there's one other thing. Oh yes, let's come take a look at this. I'm going to show you the control panels. So you've got your Dometic control for your heating system, cooling system. You've got your intelligent power control system, power management. You've got your Magnum Energy. So this is to turn your inverter on, as well as use your automatic generator start system. And then over here, you've got various buttons for slide outs up top. Now this actually has the optional floor heat. So you got this new heat right here, so you can adjust the temperature. You can put it on a schedule, and all of your tiled flooring will be heated. And that's a really nice feature to have. You also got your Hydro Hot heating system here. And it is equipped with a block heater too. Super nice setup. And then you've got storage all around. So I just wanted to point that out. The tile, the heated flooring is a really nice thing. It's one of those luxury items that's just nice to have. So that'll conclude the interior and exterior. Let's go, I'm going to talk about the cockpit, then we're going to go on to show you the leveling systems and show them in action. You're actually going to see a clip of the engine cold starting up, and then we're going to get on the road and give it a test drive. So let's get to it. It's a great driving coach. I'm excited to show you the stuff that it has to offer. All right, first off, ignore that little beeping sound. It's currently running and the jacks are coming up, so I'm putting it in travel mode. But this is a quick clip to show you the space you have with all of the slides in. I've seen some people have requested that in the comments, so here I am supplying that. And I think it's a useful thing to show. There's a good bit of space in here. You've got a little single alley walkway, and to get to your bathroom area, back here you've got plenty of space in the bathroom area. You can't get to the wardrobe, but you can certainly get to your bed. Plenty of space to go to the bathroom. I mean, heck, you can even take a shower here. You got space to open up your refrigerator. You can open up your freezer. So plenty of space in here to walk around. Some coaches that have really big slide outs, they'll have a little tight space, but this has a single little aisle. So I would give this a A+ on how well. All right, here's a quick overview of the cockpit area. So to my left, I have control for the spotlight, control for my 6-speed Allison 4000 series transmission. I've got pedal adjust as well as exhaust brake controls. My day and night shades for the left side, all of these front shades are all electric. You've got mirror adjusts as well as mirror heat, dimmer, and then your Eaton Vorad control is right there. Air horn toggle, fog lights, general stuff. Here's your tach and everything, and your speedometer. You got front air PSI, rear air PSI for your airbags, fuel, as well as oil and water temperature. It's nice to have both oil and water temperature because oil is obviously the important temperature you want to watch. I mean, water is too, but then you have your controls for your leveling systems, radio, and this is actually set up with a satellite navigation system. I haven't played around with it, but it does have the components for it. And it looks like you have, I'm not sure what this is for. All right, you got your backup camera here, generator control, Little countertop space here. Put some drinks. A platform that pulls out and storage compartments down below. So, nice setup here. Great view. One-piece windshield, of course. And over there, that little box right there is an Eaton Vorad indicator for how close something's getting. You also have an indicator on this here. So there's multiple areas to view that. Electric window, power window to the left. So, all right, I'm going to go over the jack and the leveling system, and I'm going to actually operate it and show you how that works. And I'm also, after that, I'm going to show you a clip of starting the coach up before we go take it on a drive. And actually, when I started it up, it was before I moved it at all. So it was sitting here. We've already done, I mean, you know, the order is different, but it's a cold start video of the coach. It sounds fantastic. So let's get to that. All right, so when you have air leveling, it's good to have the coach running just so it can build up pressure, because sometimes it will not only drop a side, it will raise another side, depending on, you know, the slope that you're on and et cetera, things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her the thumbs up, and we're gonna see the bags drop on this side because of the hill, and it may build the other side, just depends on how much travel it can get dumping this side. So here we go. See it coming down, it's dropping this side. Rear driver bags coming down. This cat sounds so good. I'm a big fan of the C13. Okay, let's see if it's raising this side. I don't think it needed to raise this side. It's left this side at standard, you know, operating height. Okay, see, it's raising this side. It's raising the passenger side front. See it coming up? And it's easing off. Didn't need to raise the passenger side rear. I think it's because of the way we're sitting on this hill. The front of the coach is or not much lower, but it's lower than the rear. So it just needs to counter that by lifting this side. And that is how the air leveling system works. Super easy. Don't have to worry about what kind of damage you'll do, where you're on. You can level this up anywhere without having to worry about, you know, destroying somebody's driveway or anything like that, because it doesn't make contact with the ground. Here, adjusting. See if I can kind of get the camera down here so you can just take a look at the underbelly of this coach as well. Check out those jack arms, because it's got a hydraulic system as well. They are really, really nice. They look like upgraded jack bottoms. Take a look at that. Maybe this came factory. It's interesting because we actually personally own a 2007 American Eagle. I don't think ours has jacks, so I'm not sure. Wow, okay, you can get a great view of it here. Look at that. That is a substantial jack leg right there. The bottom of the foot, if you want to call it a jack foot. Okay, so it's lifted this side as well. Check that out. I mean, that's definitely above normal riding height right there. So it's raising this driver's side, and it's still adjusting. We've got 4 airbags, along with air shocks. Check out those jack arms again. So it's nice to have the option of hydraulic jacks as well, of course. You know, if you're in a situation where you can put your jacks down, you know, you get a little more stability, stuff like that. But having both systems is the best setup you could possibly have with the leveling system. Okay, I just pressed travel mode. So it should be lowering the driver's side, getting it all down to operating height, where you can take it on the road. So before, because of where we're sitting, you witnessed how it leveled it up. It brought up the front of the coach, focused on the bringing up the passenger side, and now it's raising it back up in certain areas. I think the driver's side rear had been lowered a little bit, but now it's going down to operating height. And is it solid green now on travel mode? Okay, solid green indicates that it is in travel mode and it's ready to go. So this is standard height right there. Go ahead and select hydraulic, then press auto. You selected, yep, you got it. You just have to press it, there you go. So now what it should be doing is dumping the bag, so that's what it's doing. You can see it, the coach lowering. So it'll try to get as close to the ground as possible first, so it doesn't have to extend the jacks as much, and then it will extend the jacks. Right now it's dumping bags. Automatic mode does all of this for you. Although it is key to not move around too much in the coach, because you don't want to throw off the system with a movement over to one side or another may think it needs to bring one side up, or it'll just throw it off. So it's good to just stay still, let it do its thing, have the engine running so I have plenty of power. I mean, if it's plugged into power, you could probably do it. But again, I just like having the engine running. It's good to have that 14 volts coming in from that alternator. Check it out. If you're familiar with cars, and it kind of looks like it has a stance to look right now. It's like lowered. Okay, now it's extending jacks. And it should, I don't know if it will, some of them do, some of them don't. So right now just the right side jacks are coming down. Massive foot. Oh yeah, there it goes, lifting up. And those are normal sounds, it's just the chassis adjusting. Kind of like if you're in a house and you're sitting there, especially a new house, sometimes you'll hear them adjust a little bit. And that's sometimes what the chassis does, because it's taking all that weight off of the regular shocks and springs setup. So that's a lot of weight it's taking off components. It's actually really good for your tires to do this as well. So it's raised this side, and it should have, yep, it's got a deploy jack up here. Yep, and now the other side is coming down. Now the reason it does the other side as well is first it levels it up, then if it only required extending 2 jacks, like it did just now, it will still extend the other jacks, just so you have that stability. So if you're walking down the coach, it will feel firm like a house. It won't move around. That's what automatic does. It always deploys all the jacks. So there it is, should be leveled up. It looks pretty level. Solid green? Nope. Okay, still making minor adjustments. It will sit there for a little while and just make tiny little incremental adjustments until it gets what it imagines as perfect. Of course, it'll never be perfect, but it'll be pretty darn close to it. We got on the highway now, and so far it's felt really solid. It absorbs bumps well, it doesn't get shaken up, and all together with that heavy duty steel chassis, the framework, and this Spartan K2 chassis, and that big 525 C13 comes together to provide a really nice package. And it feels like it's got plenty of power, it's substantial, it's grounded. And that Eaton Vorad system is really nice as well. We're already up at 65 miles an hour effortlessly. I wasn't even thinking about it, which means you can accelerate like a car, because some coaches don't have the power, which is okay, but they don't have the power to really get up effortlessly like that. This one is a little more effortless. You don't think about it, at least, we're not towing anything right now. So it'd feel a little different if you're towing 15,000 pounds, but We're at 72. I'm actually trying to slow down just a hair. Super solid, no shaking whatsoever. Now this has an Allison 4000 series transmission. So that's a super heavy duty transmission. A lot of coaches come with 3000 series. In fact, the 40-foot version of these come with a 3000, and this one has a 4000, which comes with the either 500 Cummins or the C13. So it's nice to have that bigger, beefier, more heavy duty transmission, especially if you're going to be towing something. Now, of course, it's got side cameras that come alive, so check that out. Look at that screen. You see that car that's right next to me? It's a minivan. Now he's passing by. Missed it now. Oh, and the Eaton Voride system is activating. So you see that minivan up there? I don't know. It's a silver minivan. It's backed me off of my speed of 70 miles an hour, or 72. I'm down at 68, and it's maintaining a distance from that van. Now we're down to 65. You remember, you haven't seen me. I touched it a few times going up the hill to kind of bring it down from, I was up at 75. But it's backed me off. So now watch, I'm going to take this exit. And it should realize that there's no one in front of us, and it'll speed us back up. Here we go. Here comes the power. Yep. Power's coming in hot. Taking us up above 65. I just wanted to prove above 60. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to come off because we're going on exit. But I was just proving my point. Now there's that 3-range engine brake. We've got medium, low, and high. And I'm on high right now. And moderately strong engine brake, especially considering the weight of this coach. That's very nice. And obviously, if you're on the highway and you just want to back off a little bit, or if you're going down a hill and you want to maintain the speed, you can just throw it into low and have it just maintain speed going down a steep hill. Or you can fine tune it. So if it's a super steep hill out in the Rockies or something, you can put it into medium. Maybe you need a little more power. You don't want to go all the way into high, because high will slow you down too much, but you need a little more stopping power to maintain a speed coming down a steep hill. Very nice that it has that medium setting. This is an excellent driving coach. There's very little rattling coming from in the house part of the coach side. A lot of motorhomes will have rattling and squeaking up in the dash area, and this one is minimal as far as that goes. Now, it does have a lot of soundproofing around the engine bay. And up here as well to eliminate road noise. So there's very little, if any, tire noise going down the road. It's going to take a minute for me to turn left here, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the miles. It's got 96,000 miles, and I really like that it's an extremely well-maintained coach with 96,000 miles. I would honestly take this over a coach with 10,000 miles of the same age. Many of you who have the experience of being around diesels and being around engines in general know that if you let an engine, or most things that are man-made and made to use, if you let them sit, it's not good for them at all, unless they've been really properly maintained. But most of the time, when people have things that are super low miles, they're not changing the fluids as often as they need to because of it's got such low miles. They're not running the miles up. But in reality, even if you have low miles and you're not driving it, you need to change your oil and fluids once a year, regardless of the miles. Now, of course, if you hit the mile limit before the year is over, go ahead, replace it. But a year should be the maximum time between fluid changes. And I'm very glad that this was used. And I'm glad that the previous owners, both of them kept it in a garage. One, the last owner traded into a new Eagle and had an airplane and was a pilot. So, I mean, the coach is so well balanced as far as features go. It's got so much power. And I'm going to set cruise again. Hope I turned it off. There we go. Oh yeah, I set it, but it's not letting me get too close. That's what's going on. Because I felt it backing off. I was like, hey, I set cruise control. And then there's a car in front of me. It's keeping that distance. Now, of course, you can adjust how far you want your following distance. So you can have a really far following distance, or you can have a, a pretty close. I think the minimum following distance is 1 or 2 car lengths, which is really close in a bus, but you can do it if you want. So this is a smart wheel, of course, so I've got access to everything. But the driving side of this is really nice. The power is excellent. And it is a 45-footer with a 304-inch wheelbase. So, I mean, around town, you're going to get into positions where, okay, it's a long coach. But on the highway, gosh, Eagles are some of the best driving coaches that are not Prevost motorhomes. And there's a reason they've got a big fan base, like I've mentioned. Look, it's slowing me down to 60 now. See, the stress is so nice. If it wasn't for the system, I would be up there trying to talk to you and reduce my cruise control or probably hit the brakes, and then I've got to be modulating again. And this is doing all of that for me. So, massive reduction in stress, and I feel like I'm sitting in a couch, which is so nice. Both of these are heated. And look at this. I'm going to drive it with my index finger. There's like no vibration coming through the steering. The coach feels so tight. It feels, if you've ever driven a Porsche, you get in a Porsche, it's just tight. Everything is so well built. It's very direct. And when it comes to coaches, this has that feel. And I know it's from proper maintenance. It feels so good. This is an excellent driving coach. Excellent driving motorhome. Engine brake on. There we go. No vibrations whatsoever. The brakes are fully air brakes, and they have an automatic slack adjuster. So you're constantly getting a pure linear brake input or brake feedback. It's got so much power. It's so much torque. Just wanted to step on it a little bit. I love this wood steering wheel as well. It's leather and wood, so you can grip it by either. Because if you're a type of person who likes to grip it like this, most likely you're gonna want a wood steering wheel, kind of like a yacht or something like that. See that? It was beeping. It was warning me because I saw a person turning in front of me. It's got warning systems. The warning system from Evora is fantastic. Engine brake strong. Oh yeah. Barely have to use my engine brake here. I mean my real brakes. The steering is excellent. Can't get over that. Let's see, out of 10, I would probably give the steering, got to think about all the motorhomes I've driven. I would give this probably, let's do entire feel, because steering is a part of it, but entire feel is what it boils down to. That's what matters. So the entire feel of the coach driving, I would give this a 8.8 out of 10. And that's out of all the the coaches I've driven. Let's say 10 being some immaculate, perfect Prevost. And this actually drives better than some Prevosts I've driven, believe it or not. It all comes down to maintenance. If you have a maintenance, whatever it is, even if it's a Prevost, you have a maintenance that it's not going to drive well. You hit bumps, you hit potholes, you wear out your control arms and stuff, you need to replace that stuff, and this feels like it has been. I don't know if it has been 100%, but either the gentleman was very good at dodging potholes, or the couple who owned it, or it's been replaced maintenance, and it feels so good. So anyways, that will conclude the driving portion of the video, and the entirety of the video. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I really enjoy bringing customers a coach like this. It's something I can be extremely proud of, and it's not something I get to do all the time because it's just hard to find a coach like this that has been kept so well and has all the right features. It's basically the perfect used coach. It's used, you get a really massive discount versus what this thing costs new. It's got all the right options. It's been spec'd to perfection. Great paint job, and it's been meticulously maintained and garage kept. It's not often you see garage kept RVs because it's so hard to keep these in garages, but this one was actually in a hangar. because sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to get a hanger for a bus. So anyways, that will conclude it. If you have any more questions, or would you like to schedule an appointment to come look at it, or we can do a virtual tour. We can FaceTime you, Skype, get on WhatsApp and give you a personal walkthrough of the coach without having to come here. And of course, whenever you get to the point of knowing you want to come see it in person, just reach out and let us know. If it's still available, you can come take a look at it. We do refundable deposits. So if you want to hold the coach, if you really like it, if you're serious about the coach, and you can call and hold it with a $500 fully refundable deposit. If you come out here and don't like it, we give you the $500 back. That's just how we operate. We operate by the golden rule. It's on the back of our card. It's, treat others as you would like to be treated. Of course, we're in the business. We have access to lots of really clean coaches, and we love making people happy, especially when it comes to camping, because we're personal advocates of camping. Especially, this is roughing it smoothly. It's not really camping. This is like taking your house on the road. So, anyways, that'll conclude. Check out the description for a number and a link to extensive pictures to the coach. But for now, call or text my dad at